Good morning, everyone.
Okay, just wait a minute.
We're so happy to see such a great crowd and so happy to actually see you in person. It's been a great festival, and what's made it so was having community and being able to interact with each other and these incredible filmmakers that have come over the last 11 days. So I want to thank you for being part of this. This experience would be a lot different without this audience. So we are here today to honor screenwriters. This program that we do in partnership with Variety, this is the third year that we've done it, second time in person, which is very important. And it's a very important program to be able to honor both young screenwriters and, of course, with the Creative Impact Award for Screenwriting, to honor some of the literally the best filmmakers in the world. Paolo Sorrentino, for one, is such an honor for all of us. This partnership with Variety would not be possible without a lot of people on the Variety side and on the Mill Valley Film Festival side working together. So we don't have the luxury of mentioning everybody's name, but thank you so much for everybody's contributions and bringing this to fruition. Our moderator for today is Melina Salva. She has been such a great friend of this organization. She's the features editor at Variety, where she covers literally everything: film, TV, music, theater. She's won LA Press Club Award. She's a member of the board of the LA Press Club. She's a writer. She's just terrific. And she has been such a good friend to the Mill Valley Film Festival, whether she's covering the festival or acting as an editor or just as a friend. So it's my great honor to turn the mic over to Melina.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mark. We love this festival so much. And without further ado, I'd love to introduce Paolo Sorrentino, who is Variety Creative Impact and Screenwriting Award recipient, and his lovely interpreter. I'll sit there. And yeah.
Thank you.
So I love this movie so much, The Hand of God. I hope everyone's had a chance to see it.
Thank you.
It's so beautiful. And also, please see The Great Beauty, which is another one of my favorite films. It won the Oscar for Best Foreign Language Film a few years back, which is just beautiful. This film is, I think it's fair to say, your most personal one to date, as it deals with trauma, tragedy, love, and loss in your own childhood. When did you know that you were ready to tackle this film and tell this story? And how did you know that you were ready to do this?
May I say in Italian?
In Italiano, per piacere.
Okay. Ho capito che ero pronto quando non facevo altro che pensare a questo film. Mi è sempre capitato così con tutti i film che ho fatto. Ci pensavo giorno e notte.
I understood that I was ready to make this movie when all I did all the time was thinking about this film night and day. That's all I was able to do.
It's so beautiful. I think this film, it really straddles the world of great beauty and great tragedy. And there's beauty in the sadness too. When you were writing this film, was it difficult? Did it bring up a lot of emotions? And was it helpful to write this script that was so personal? Did it help you emotionally, or did it take you to dark places? And how did you get through those moments?
Io ho scritto questo film, la difficoltà principale è che l'ho scritto piangendo e quindi non vedevo lo schermo. Questa è stata la difficoltà principale.
I wrote this movie, and the main challenge was that I wrote it crying. I couldn't even see the screen. That was the main challenge.
Wow. It's just extraordinary, beautiful. I also want to talk, because this film is also very joyous too. And one of the primary themes is soccer. football, American foot. I always forget. We say American. You say American football. That's right.
Soccer.
Soccer. And Maldonado, and how literally he saved your life, which is a true story. Have you written about this before in any way, shape, or form? Or is this the first time you've spoken about it? But is this your first time really committing this whole crazy event that happened to paper? Did you?
Yes, no, for many years I took notes about that moment of my life. And yes, and then one day I decided to put together all the notes and to build a sequence of scenes, and the movie came up. It was simple to write because it was about my life, so I did not invent too many things. So it was pretty simple, yeah. And it was clear for me to split the movie in two parts. The first part it was a comedy, and second part was a tragedy.
When it came to casting the actor who essentially plays you as a child, you had to find someone from Naples because someone who speaks Italian from Rome, it's going to sound different than someone who speaks, Italian, in Naples. So did you center your casting search in the Naples area, and when did you come across, the actor that you eventually cast? He's here somewhere.
He's here.
He's over there.
Filippo Scotti.
He's Filippo. He's amazing. He plays Fabietto in the movie, and he's just great. So
no, I casted all the actors in Naples, but I was lucky because Naples is a city full of actors. There is a great theater tradition of actors in Naples, so it's very easy to find good actors. It's maybe the most important city in Italy about the traditional of acting. Yeah,
that's really interesting. And acting plays a great part in this, this film. There's, a lot of the themes aside of being, love and loss. There's and soccer. There's the theme of cinema and filmmaking, and I was watching it, and Fellini is mentioned many times during the film, but I also felt that a lot of the shots, a lot of the angles felt very Fellini-esque. Were you inspired by Fellini in the filming of it, and what other filmmakers inspired you when you filmed the movie?
If Fellini inspired me, it's not a conscious way, because the things that I mentioned in the movie about Fellini really happened. My brother had the dream to be an actor, so he went to do a cast with Fellini. And but other directors that inspired me, for sure, Scorsese is yes, and Coen Brothers, and there are many American directors, and François Truffaut, French director. Yeah. These are the most important directors that inspired my career.
I don't want to give it away for people that maybe haven't seen it, but the mention of your father in the movie when he says he's going to watch Once Upon a Time in America, which with Robert De Niro, which is one of the quintessential American Italian films. Was that true, and how meaningful is that movie to you? If it was directly taken from your life, that particular those scenes in that movie.
No, everything is true.
Everything is true in that movie.
Not everything. Not everything. Some things are not almost everything is true. And even the part about Once Upon a Time in America, that for me was a very important movie, because I found out the strength of the epic, how powerful can be the epic in a movie, and yes, that's the main reason why I love that movie.
Yeah, it's fantastic. The cinematography in the movie is so gorgeous. Even just like from the opening scene, you've got that golden hour and you've got that bright orange sun that's across the water. I've been to Italy many times. I've never been to Naples though. It looks absolutely stunning, but very dark and kind of gothic at the same time. You work with Dennis, the last name, Daria
D'Antonio.
You're right, Daria D'Antonio. So she's incredible. I mean,
Yeah. She's a wonderful cinematographer, and yes, I worked with her when she was a camera operator. Now, since a few years, she's a young cinematographer, and we come from the same city. We are friends each other from a long time, and so she was absolutely the right person in order to do this movie. Yeah.
did you shoot it all with drones? I was actually curious how you got some of those shots.
No, with an helicopter.
You did helicopters,
I am
okay.
against the drone. I don't like it. It
Okay,
looks
is
like a touristic stuff. I prefer the helicopter. Yeah.
There's so many wonderful moments in the film in terms of, since we are honoring you today for the screenwriting. You're an auteur, you're a director, you're a screenwriter, you're a producer, but a director. But the writing itself is so, it's got such a beautiful rhythmic quality, and there's so many wonderful lines. I don't know, I mean, English is my first language, but they seem to translate so well, and there's a universality to the script. This is a universal story that I think so many people can relate to. Did it ever go through your mind that this is a movie that will appeal to people, whether they're Italian, whether they're American, whether they're French or Spanish or whatnot?
No, it's the reason why I decided to do the movie. It's that I thought that a personal story could be a universal story. Otherwise, it was a stupid exercise to do a movie about myself. The reason why I did it, it's exactly this, that I hope that can be universal, and that many people can see themselves in this movie. Because everybody has a big pain in his life. It's not only about my pain that I lost my parents. There are many different pain. So, and everybody can, I hope that the movie can help to see an idea of the future behind the pain and behind the loss of the youth, because it's what happened to me. It's that the youth and a
loss of innocence.
Yeah, maybe? my youth ended a little bit too early. Yeah.
I mean, just, because you said that, I would think you literally escaped death by a miracle. One could say it was the hand of God, a miraculous intervention. Vis-a-vis a soccer player, Maldonado. Do you ever, I mean, that must be such a heavy feeling walking around. You cheated death in a way. And do you carry that around with you? And is that something that you think of consciously all the time? Because to me, that's just, it literally is incredible in the literal sense of the word. Because you were supposed to be there, but you stayed back to watch the soccer game.
Yes, but he was saved by, you say Maldonado, but it's Maradona.
Oh,
it's a little bit different.
Who's Maldonado?
Maldonado is a famous
whatever.
philosopher.
I told you I'm from Boston.
It's okay.
I'm into baseball and hockey and football. Whatever his name is, that famous, soccer player that everyone else knows.
No, I'm kidding. No, I was.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
The hand goal.
I was saved by Maradona in a strange way, because it's in the movie, but what's not in the movie, that I was eager to go to see soccer match outside of Naples, and my father always said, no, you are too young, it's dangerous. And the day that they died, a few days before, my father said, okay, I am tired to that you say always this thing, that you ask always this thing, so go. And so probably I say Maradona saved my life, but probably even my father saved my life. Yeah.
It's just so wild, because it's sort of like that time in which you really establish your independence. Your father was giving you your independence as a young man, and that's the exact time and day that your parents left the world. I mean, you can't make that up. It has to be real. If you were to pitch that, someone would say that doesn't sound believable.
Yeah. But
So. but
I know, but
yeah, but it happened.
sometimes,
Yeah.
yes, the truth is like the fantasy sometimes.
No,
The
absolutely.
creativity, yeah.
I'm curious too. Like, there's a great scene toward the end of the movie where you talk. You know, you're talking to the producer and the filmmaker, and you say, "I'm tired of reality. I'm sick of reality. I want to distance myself from reality." Was that one of the driving forces in you becoming a filmmaker? Because
I think so. I think that I am pretty sure that many screenwriters are working this way. That the world can be different writing. That you can put a sort of order in the disorder of the life, writing a script, because a script has its own rules. And this was for me very helpful in order to build a parallel reality to the real life that was not so exciting for me at that time. Yeah.
you've also done a lot of. I mean, you write books, you write short stories, you've published books, and so I was curious. At any point, did you think that, this is such a cinematic story, but did you ever think this could be a memoir? This could be a novel?
This movie.
Yeah, I mean, this particular
Yeah,
story.
many times I thought, okay, I will write a book instead of doing a movie. But then, for me, it's more comfortable to do movies than writing books. So I suppose that I am better to do movies than writing books, and so. It was a delicate and private story, so I preferred to do a movie instead of writing a book. Yeah.
There's a lot of water in this movie. I love swimming. I love water. I'm a water person, and so I couldn't help notice. There's so much swimming, and there's water maybe used symbolically, maybe used literally, and just extends beyond its original intention. But there's a lot of water in this movie that had to have been maybe thought about, because there's so much all the time. There's swimming, but this is part of life in Naples, or I don't know, maybe explain a little bit about the water.
It belongs to the life in Naples. We have a very strong relationship with the water, and at the same time, for me, I like to shoot the water and the people in the water. It's something that I love to do. So it was the right moment to do that, because my city, yes, it's on the sea.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely beautiful. In terms of your writing process, are you a night owl? Do you write in the morning? Do you write all day? Do you write on napkins? How do you write?
I write in the morning. I write 2 hours in the morning. No, when I was young, I wrote for many hours. Now that I am older, I write just in the morning. I write the first 2 hours of the morning, and the rest of the day is a sort of preparation for the 2 hours of the day after.
Well, what time do you get up in the morning to write, though? Is it like a 6 a.m. thing?
Early, 6 a.m. 6, yes.
So you have to have a lot of discipline, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think for me, it works for me to write all days, to not skip the days. I write also Saturday and Sunday. I think that's important for me. Otherwise, I forget what I wrote, and it's hard to find trovare il filo, come si dice.
Yeah.
Find a common thread.
Yeah.
The movie, again, it was so beautiful, and I'm wondering if there are any a movie. I think it's about 2.5 hours or so. Were there a lot of scenes that you ended up having to cut in the interest of creating a film that wasn't 5 hours long, or did you get to keep everything in you wanted?
Tagliato. Yeah, the movie was. I always do movies very long, and I cut a lot.
I know that, but
yeah. In this case, I cut completely a long part of the movie where he was falling in love with a young woman.
The actress Julia.
The actress, yeah. There was all a story where they had a relationship, and I cut that story because looking the movie, it was too long and it was a little bit conventional. So I preferred to remove completely that. Yes.
that scene with Khashoggi when you guys are in Capri, I'm assuming when you see Khashoggi walking with that girl, I'm assuming that actually happened because why else would you put it in? It was so random and so.
It happened many years ago. When I was young.
And I'm asking this seriously. Why did you choose to include this in the movie? Because it's not really about the plot per se, but it's an interesting kind of fantastical element.
But the most beautiful things in a movie for me are exactly the things that are not useful for the plot. That's my idea. I agree. The great beauty is a movie about the things that are not in the plot because there is not the plot at all. Yeah. So it's only things like Khashoggi in the great beauty. Yeah. No, but come si dice la meraviglia? Yeah, it's the idea of the wonder about a young boy, and that kind of stuff helped me to become a screenwriter. Yeah.
This might seem like a blanket question because clearly cinema is alive and well and people dream about becoming filmmakers all over the world, but there seems to be there's a great love for cinema in Italy, in the Italian tradition, that I thought was really beautifully kind of executed and brought to life in your film, kind of like in the tradition of other great movies, Italian movies about filmmaking and whatnot. How does Italy, and I guess Naples specifically, inspire you as a filmmaker visually? Because it's beautiful and interesting and weird and cool.
I don't think that Naples inspired me from a visual point of view. Inspired me a lot about the use of irony.
Irony?
Yes.
Yeah.
My city is full of actors. Also the people that do other jobs are actors. Many times it happens to see many actors wherever. For me it's very hard to go to Naples because everybody says take me as actor, I am a wonderful actor, and he's a taxi driver or whatever else. And of course the short way for an actor to be per mettersi in mostra, to show off is to be ironic.
Absolutely,
so I understood many things about the irony, and I am always convinced to do comedies, but I am not able to do comedies, so for a mistake I do a different kind of movies. But in my mind I am shooting a comedy all the time. Yeah.
Well, what does they say? Comedy is tragedy plus time, I think is what they say. We have time for one more question. Quickly, can you tell us what you're working on now or next? What's the next movie?
No, nothing. I needed to do una cosa alla volta. One thing at a time, and now I am around for the movie. When it's over, I can go back to write a movie. Yeah.
Well, molto grazie.
Perfetto. Perfect.
Grazie. We have an award now. That's under my seat.
Thank you.
I'm going to put this down. So,
this is for me.
This is for you.
Thank you.
I mean, okay, let's not drop it. It's glass, I think. This is
Thank you very much.
Variety Creative Impact and Screenwriting Award. For Paolo Sorrentino.
It's also a knife.
It's a knife.
It's two things. Thank you. Thank you very much.
It can be used as a knife.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you all for being here.